Today I discuss with you the largest fern which mentioned in your syllabus, which come under the order Filicales, and this order come under the division Pterophyta. It is a very important genera because it has a specific character features. It is the largest fern among the pteridophyte. So it is a very important genera of the family Cythiaceae. As we know very well, in your syllabus, there are four order mentioned under the division Pterophyta. First is the Ophioglossales, second is the Osmunda. Both order completed by me, and today turn is order Filicales. Under the order Filicales, there is a very important family come, that is the family Cythiaceae, in which mostly tree fern including. There are only 3 genera which has tree habit have been reported under the family Cythiaceae by the pteridologists, that is Cythia, second is Alsophila, and third one is Hemetalia. Out of these 3 genera of division Pterophyta, and which come under the order Filicales and come under the family Cythiaceae, the Cythia is studied very well. Their tree habit, their sporangium, their development of Archegonium and Anthridium is well reported. So today we discuss Cythia. It is the largest fern as mentioned in the PPT. If you are talking about the external features, before the external morphology, you have to know the classification of the Cythia. Each come under group Pteridophyta, as you know very well, and division Pterophyta. Each come under the subdivision Pteropsida. As you know in your syllabus, there is a order Filicales. Cythia is come under the order Filicales. As you know, it come under the family Cythiaceae, and as you know, we study today the genus Cythia. As name indicate, it is the largest fern among the pteridophyte because it is tree-like and it has maximum height near about it is about 60 to 80 feet in height. So it is considered as the largest fern among the cryptogamous plants. Before study the external morphology, you have to know about the external features of the Cythia. It is the picture of Cythia spinulosa, which is well reported in India. It is the famous one genus which has been reported by the pteridologists in India, that is the Cythia spinulosa, showing the tree trunk means stem, with adventitious root and crown of foliage. As name indicate, the plant of the Cythia is sporophytic, which is well differentiated into a bulk, a mass of adventitious root which develop at the base of the stem. And the stem, if you are talking about the stem is unbranched, mostly the stem is unbranched. There is a very diagnostic feature have been reported by pteridologists in case of Scythia, the presence of hexagonal. क्या बच्चों? The presence of hexagonal scales on the stem is the identification point of the Scythia. This hexagonal scales also reported at the base of the petiole of the leaves, and if you talking about the stem, it is mostly unbranched. There is no developed lateral branches. On a entire stem there is a presence many hexagonal scales which function as protection of the delicate cells of the stem, and the stem also covered by hair. So the presence of hexagonal scales as well as hair is the character features of order Filicales. And at the apex of the stem you may see that there is a crown of the leaves present. There is a crown of the leaves. This is the old leaves. If you are see the young leaves, which is coiled cercinate when young. The young leaves are coiled and cercinate in manner, and the older leaves are having sporangium, a group of sporangia. As you know very well, at the mature stage of the leaves, they develop sporangium. They develop sporangium. As you know, as you studied in another fund, always the sporangium develop on the ventral surface of the sporophyll. Ventral surface of the sporophyll. Scythia is a homosporous fund. So all the leaves are alike, and in Scythia it has been reported by pteridologists, mostly the Stokey. Stokey published a research paper, many research paper on the Scythia, and they have reported that the sporangia develop in group in order Filicales in the form of sori. So presence of the sori is also character features of the Scythia, and it is also character features of the higher pteridophyte which come under the division Pterophyta. So it is a picture of the sporophyte plants of the Scythia. It is a tree-like, and it has maximum height near about, it may be reach up to 60 to 80 feet. So that is the reason behind it. The Scythia considered as the largest fund. Scythia considered as the largest fund. The sporophyte, if you are talking the external morphology, the sporophyte of the various species of Scythia vary in height. The height may be variable in species to species. They reach up to the 60 to 80 feet. The stem is aerial, erect, radial, unbranched. I have discussed with you. Mostly the leaves, the leaves are developed at the apex of the stem. The stem is covered with the hair and scales. I have discussed already. In India, there are two main species have been reported by pteridologists, that is the Scythia medular and Scythia spinosa. These are the main genus which has been reported in India, and it has been reported by pteridologists that the Scythia having near about 300 species. Near about 300 species, mostly grow in tropical rainforest. But in India, Scythia spinulosa is found in eastern Himalaya. The bulk of the thickness of the stem is composed of adventitious root that mass around the trunk. The base of the old leaves also add to the diameter the stem. जो old leaves होती हैं वो stem की thickness को बढ़ाती है. characteristic hexagonal scars of fallen leaves can be seen in the upper portion of the stem. I have discussed with you already. When you see the picture, when you have seen the picture, that the presence of the hexagonal scales on the entire stem as well as at the base of the leaf. The stems represent the secondary growth because accidentally vascular cambium develop in the cythia, so the stem become woody by the activity of the secondary growth. As you know very well, vascular cambium is responsible for secondary growth. The leaves are large. In case of Cythia medular, it is up to 4 meter. As you estimate the size, what is the size of the leaves? It is a very interesting one. The leaves of Cythia is also large. It may up to 4 meter long. They are maybe rarely simple or commonly repeated pinnately. It may be pinnately compound in some cases. The surface of the petiole as well the stem covered with the scales. I discussed with you. The venation in the leaf. What is the venation? As you know very well, the arrangement of vein in the leaves is known as venation. Is usually open furcate type. Furcate जानते हैं? Open furcate type. Young leaves are succinctly coiled. I have discussed with you. This is the picture. So this is the external morphology of Cythia. You have to know the external morphology of Cythia. How the Cythia is tallest, largest one, because their tree-like habit, their height is so high, their leaves is so large. That is the reason the Cythia considered as largest fern among the cryptogamous plants. If you are talking about the structure of sporangium, as you know very well that the reproduction in the fern take place by the spores which produce within the sporangium, and the sporangium always develop on the ventral surface of the leaves. In all fern, I have discussed many times with you the development of the sporangium always towards the ventral surface of the leaves, and the leaves which develop the sporangium is known as sporophyll. And as we know that the Cythia is a lactosporangiate fern. Cythia is a lactosporangiate fern. So as name indicate that a single cell, the sporangium developed from a single cell of sporophyll. This single cell known as sporangial initial is total responsible for whole development of the sporangium. So it come under the lactosporangiate fern, and it is a homosporous fern. In Cythia, all the spores are alike, so the prothallus is monoecious. On the same prothallus there is developed male and female sex organ. The sporangia are developed in a group in the form of sori. You know very well what is the sori. It is a diagnostic features of the division Pterophyta. When the sporangium always present in a group in the form of sori. Sorus बोलते हैं, plural हो जाएगा sori. That are arranged in a single series either on the side of the midrib of the pinnule. Pinnately compound leaf होती है. Only one sorus is developed on a lateral vein, है ना? Its position on the vein varies with the species. The position of the sorus is very differ species to species. A young sporangium has single layered wall. Young sporangium has single layered wall, two layered tapetum. It is a very interesting one features of the sporangium of the Cythia, that it has double layered tapetum, which is known as nutritive tissue, which provide food content to the sporogenous mass of the tissue which develop the spore mother cells during sporogenesis. The tapetum cells provide the carbohydrate, protein, lipid, minerals, vitamins, etc., which is required for the growth of the spores. The mature sporangia are smaller in size and have a very clear stalk and head. So if you talking about the sporangium of division Pterophyta, it is a very advanced. The sporangium is so complex in the Pterophyta, because the sporangium in some higher pteridophyte has a very clear stalk and head. The former is made of 4 vertical row cells. The head which is responsible for production of the spores, or known as capsule, as in Veneria, has oblique vertical annulus that incompletely encircles the sporangium wall, and there is a distinct very clear stomium that mark the point which is transverse dehiscence still will appear. As you know very well, if you are see the picture, first of all you have to see the picture before you. This is the picture. This is the sporophyll of Scythia medullaris. This is the leaves, and you can see that the sorus develop on the midrib, on the vein. Or what is the sorus? A group of sporangium is known as sorus, and sorus always develop in a higher fund. So Scythia considered as higher fund. And this is the ग्रुप ऑफ स्पोरोफिल लीव्स देख रहे हैं, बाइफर्केट, ओपन बाइफर्केट, इसमें वेन्स हैं, वेनेशियन है, और वेनेशियन के ऊपर और मिडरिप के पास आप देख रहे होंगे कि सोरस क्या है? स्पोर प्रोड्यूसिंग ऑर्गन है। और सोरस क्या होता है? सोराई, ए नंबर्स ऑफ सोरस इज नोन एज सोराई। तो सोरस के अंदर क्या बनता है बच्चों? स्पोर्स बनता है, और एक सोरस के अंदर बहुत सारे स्पोरेंजियम होते हैं। When sporangium develop in groups, and in case of division Pterophyta, it is a character features that the sporangium develop in group in the form of sorus. You can see the position of the sorus. If you see, it is very interesting one, the presence of annulus and stomium cells in the sporangium. So in division Pterophyta, mostly in advanced form, the mature sporangium is a very complex and very interesting one. The sporangium having a stalk. By this stalk they attach on the sporophyll, and this is the head portion. Above the stalk there is a very important portion of the sporangium known as head, and mostly the head covered by large sized cells known as annulus, which cover near about third upon fourth portion of the sporangium. मतलब लगभग ये आप मानिए कि लगभग 75 to 80% हेड को एनुलस कवर करता है। एनुलस सेल्स का काम क्या होता है? प्रोटेक्शन। दे प्रोटेक्ट द डेडिकेट सेल्स ऑफ द स्पोरेंजियम। और ये जो सेंटर में सेल्स है ये बच्चों स्पोरोजीनियस टिश्यू है, विच आफ्टर डिफरेंशिएटेड प्रोड्यूस स्पोर मदर सेल, एंड है ना। और below the annulus there is a developed smaller region of the cells in the form of stomium. Remembered it always, dehiscence of the sporangium take place at the point of the stomium. So the cells of the stomium directly help in the dehiscence of the sporangium. As a result, the spores become free. So this is the mature sporangium, which having two parts. It is a very interesting one, which having two parts. One is the stalk, which is a sterile part, and second is the head, which is fertile part. 70 to 80% जो है ये इन सर्किल रहता है एनुलस सेल से, जो कि लार्ज सेल्स होती है, और इसका कुछ पार्ट जो है वो स्टोमियम सेल से कवर रहता है, और ये स्टोमियम सेल क्या है, डेसेंस में हेल्प करती है। और जो स्पोरोजीनियस टिश्यू है, जैसे कि अदर फंड में होता है, ये डिफ्रेंसिएशन करके क्या बनाती है बच्चों, स्पोर मदर सेल्स बनाती है। और आफ्टर रिडक्शन डिवीजन स्पोर मदर सेल प्रोड्यूस टेट्राड स्पोर्स एंड बिफोर जर्मिनेशन दे become haploid and become separate, and this is the spore. If you see the spores, it is covered by the exine and intine, it having two layer. And now I am talking about the germination of the spores. It is well studied by Stokey. The germination of spore in the Scythia has been recorded by Stokey 1930. Stokey worked a lot on the Scythia. Stokey was a famous tradologist who worked on the Scythia. Remembered it, Stokey. So you have to remember the name of the tradologist which related to the Scythia. So germination of the spores in the Scythia has been recorded and has been discovered by the Stokey 1930. What happened? First of all, the spores absorb the moisture from the atmosphere and they become germinate. And what happened during the germination? First of all, the spore nucleus undergoes the transfer wall division and produce two cells. The smaller one cells is known as rhizodal cell, and name indicates they produce the rhizoids after the development. And second is the prothallus cell. As name indicates, the prothallus cell, whole development of the prothallus take place from this prothallus cell. Very simple. जैसे ओस्मुंडा में भी ऐसे ही हुआ, बहुत सिंपल है। स्पोर में जर्मिनेशन के समय एक ट्रांसफर वाल डिवीजन हुआ, दो सेल्स बनी, एक लोअर स्मॉलर सेल्स राइजोडल सेल्स, एक बड़ी सेल्स प्रोथैलियल सेल। राइजोड सेल्स आफ्टर डेवलपमेंट प्रोड्यूस ए लार्ज नंबर ऑफ राइजोड्स विच penetrate into the substratum and absorb the water and minerals for the growth and development of the prothallus. And prothallus cells after differentiation produce apical cells. As you know very well, as the pteridophyte is a lower plants, and the development of the prothallus take place from a single cell known as apical cell. So apical cell theory which proposed by Einstein applicable in the pteridophyte. And this apical cell which form during the germination, during the development of the spores, is responsible for whole development of prothallus. So if you see the prothallus of the Scythia, it is a multicellular green gametophytic because the spores is haploid, so prothallus is haploid. It is a green cordate type, heart shape है देखिए, और heart shape होना लैप्टोस्पोरेंजिएट फंड। लैप्टोस्पोरेंजिएट फंड जितने भी होते हैं उनका जो प्रोथैलस होता है बच्चों कैसा होता है, वो हार्ट शेप होता है। हार्ट शेप होता है। It is a multicellular green photosynthetic, and on a ventral surface there is a developed thread-like structure. Thread-like structure, rhizoids, which function as absorption of water and minerals from the suitable substratum for the proper growth and development of the prothallus. And male and female sex organ are also develop on a ventral side of the prothallus. Archegonia, if you see this is the archegonia, it is mostly developed below the apical notch of the prothallus. And if you see the position of the anthidium distributed the entire surface of the prothallus. So on germination, the spores develop within the sporangium, and the sporangium develop on the leaves on the ventral surface, and within the sporangium there is a developed spores. After the germination, the spores produce prothallus, which is cordate type, having the sex organ. It is monoecious because the Scythia is a homosporous fund. As you know very well, homosporous में कैसा होता है prothallus? Monoecious होता है. On a same prothallus there is a developed anthidium and a archegonia. And it is a very interesting one, also reported in a Scythia, that the number of anthidia is more as compared than that of the archegonia. तो दिस इज द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द स्पोरेंजियम, है ना, दिस इज द स्ट्रक्चर एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द स्पोरेंजियम। देखिए मैंने सब बता दिया आपको। जर्मिनेशन ऑफ स्पोर्स एंड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ प्रोथेला हैज बीन स्टडीड बाय स्टोकी 1930। द नॉर्मल कोर्स ऑफ द डेवलपमेंट सो द नो फीचर स्पेशल इंटरेस्ट, सेम होता है। द स्पोर डिवाइड लोअर प्राइमरी राइजोइडल्स अपर प्रोथेलियल सेल्स, है ना, ये सारा मैंने आपको बता दिया है ना। और ये कोडेड टाइप होता है, और आप देखते होंगे कि क्विजन ऑफ द सर्वल लेयर बिहाइंड द एपिकल नोड सेक्स ऑर्गन डेवलप होते हैं, मोनोसियस होता है। स्टोकी रिपोर्टेड द प्रेजेंस ऑफ स्केल्स लाइक structure that develop on the ventral surface of the prolapse such here is not known in any other family of the leptosporingiate fund। देखिए मैंने आपको दो चीज़ बताई है इस साइथियेसी फैमिली का, एक तो प्रेजेंस ऑफ हेक्सागोनल स्केल्स ऑन द स्टेम एंड on a all part of the plants like including the stem, including the leaves, including the petiole, including the prothallus also. Here presence of hair-like structure, they help in a protection. The sex organ are developed on the ventral side. Sometime antheridia may occur on the dorsal side. It may be rare. They are usually developed on the posterior, and the archegonia develop on the ventral side just behind the apical notch. I have discussed with you. Now the question is arise here, how the sex organ develop from the prothallus. So it is a very interesting one in Scythia. There is a development of the antheridium is very similar to Osmunda in Scythia also, but big difference here. You have to notice that the Scythia having two cap cells, two opercular cells, while the Osmunda having one cap cell. As you know very well, the antheridium made of first ring cells, second ring cells, remembered, opercular cells। बताया था ना opercular cells से क्या होता है, एंथ्रीजोइड्स रिलीज होते हैं, बट साइथिया में टू कैप सेल्स होते हैं due to extraordinary division. The develop, if you are talking about the development, how the development of the antheridium on the prothallus, the development of antheridium is similar to other leptosporingiate fund like in Osmunda and Ophioglossum etc. But Scythia antheridia having two cap cells, two opercular cells and a single stalk cells. Stalk cells आप देखेंगे Osmunda में absent था, but the Scythia having two cap cell and a single stalk cell at the base. The antheridia initiate divide by oblique transfer wall division into lower smaller stalk cells and upper larger antheridial cells. Before discussing the theory, you have to see the picture how the development of the antheridium take place in the Scythia. This is the portion of the prothallus. What happened during the development of the antheridium? A superficial cells of the prothallus. क्या कहा मैंने? A superficial cell of the prothallus, a single superficial cell of the prothallus, because the Scythia is a leptosporingiate fund. A single superficial cell of the prothallus which has dense cytoplasm, dense nuclei, and numbers of mitochondria, numbers of moduli, which is very superior, directly function as antheridial initial cell. Now this cell undergoes a transfer wall division and produce towards lower side stalk cells and towards upper side antheridial cells. Now the antheridial cell divide further oblique transfer wall division in such a manner that there is a developed upper cell and first ring cells. देखिए यहाँ पर एक डिवीजन हो रहा है ना, ट्रांसफर वाल डिवीजन हुआ, तो एक एंथ्रीडियम वाल में तो एक क्या बने, अपर सेल, और ये नीचे क्या बन गई, फर्स्ट रिंग सेल, और स्टॉक सेल्स में फर्दर डिवीजन नहीं होता। देखिए क्या बनी, फर्स्ट रिंग सेल्स और अपर सेल। तो दिस इज द कैरेक्टर फीचर्स ऑफ द डिवीजन टेरोफाइटा, कि जो आपका एंथ्रीडियम है वो किस किस का बना होता है, फर्स्ट रिंग सेल्स, सेकेंड रिंग सेल्स और अपर्कुलर सेल्स। तो जो रिंग सेल्स होती है, जो देखिए यहाँ पर स्टॉक बेस सेल्स हुई, और जो फर्स्ट रिंग है वो पूरा कवर करता है, सेकंड जो है पूरा सर्किल हाफ कवर करता है। तो ये पूरा मतलब जो फर्स्ट रिंग और सेकंड रिंग सेल्स है ना, सर्किल सेल्स है, ये कवर करती है एंथ्रीडियम को। अब अपर सेल्स में ऐसा डिवीजन होता है कि वो नीचे की तरफ जो है अनयूजुअल इंक्रीज हो जाती है विदाउट टचिंग स्टोक सेल्स, मतलब वो बल्जिंग हो जाती है। दे नाउ द ट्रांसफर वाल डिवीजन फर्दर टेक प्लेस इन अ अपर सेल इन सच ए मैनर then they bulges downward forming a curved and deeply concave wall without touching the stalk cells. Remember it. As a result, further transfer wall division take place in upper cell. As a result, towards upper side there is a developed dome cells on the basis of their structure known as dome cells. क्या कहलाती है बच्चों? ये dome cells कहलाती है. And this is the and the center one known as androgonial cells. As you know very well, within the antheridium there is a developed and antherizoid cells. Now further division take place in such a manner that there is a developed second ring cells and towards upper side cap cells. This is the first ring cells, this is the second ring cells, and division take place in such a manner that there is a formation of cap cells. But in Scythia there is a developed two cap cells, but in Osmunda and other leptosporangiate fund only one cap cells present. So this is the big difference between the other leptosporangiate fund and Scythia. And if you see the picture, this is the mature antheridium. The androgonial cell further differentiate and directly behave as androcyte mother cell. And this cap cell further undergoes the vertical division and develop two cap cells. देखिए यहाँ पर एक cap cell, second cap cell. This is the second ring cell, this is the first ring cells है ना. देखिए second ring, first ring cells ज़्यादा cover कर रही है, cap cells से day cells होगा. Now the endocyte mother cell undergoes the metamorphosis and produce spirally coiled antherizoids, which is multiflagellated. So as a result, within the antheridium there is a develop a large number of multiflagellated antherizoids. Remember that during the formation of the antheridium in Scythia, it is a very complex, it is an interesting one, that there is a developed two cap cells and one stalk cell. Additional one cap cell, यानी कि there are developed two cap cells and additional stalk cells. And the first ring cells and the second ring cells protect the endocyte mother cells from the outer environmental factors. If you are talking the development of the archegonium, how the archegonium develop on a prothallus, as I have already discussed with you that the archegonium always develop below the apical notch. And the development of the archegonium is very similar to another leptosporangiate fund. It is very similar to Osmunda. Remember it. लिख सकते हैं आप. It is a very same development of the archegonium is very same as in Osmunda and other leptosporangiate fund. What happened during the development of archegonium? Any superficial cell of prothallus directly behave as archegonial initial cell, and the further division take place such very similar in Osmunda. So you have to remember the development of archegonia in Osmunda, and you may mention in the Scythia also. The mature archegonium of the Scythia having four longitudinal row of neck cells which cover the neck of the archegonium and protect the neck canal cell and venter canal cell. And if you see the neck canal cell is unicellular and having binucleate, having two nuclei, like in Osmunda. So there is a one neck canal cell, and towards the base of the archegonium, which is known as venter cells, there is a one venter canal cell and large egg cells is developed. What happened during the fertilization? The fertilization is so same as in another fund. What happened during the fertilization? It is very same. It is a chemotactic type. The neck canal cell and venter canal cell become degenerate. The neck cells also degenerate. As a result, they produce the malic acid and fumaric acid inside the archegonium, which is aromatic in nature. They attract the antherizoids towards the egg cells, As a result of a large number of anthrozoids come near the neck of archegonium, and only one or two anthrozoids enter into the archegonium, fuse with the egg cells and produce diploid zygote. Diploid zygote. तो यदि ये तो फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ। यदि आप बात करें तो मैं फिर आपको बता सकता हूँ, ये सारा मैंने आपको समझा दिया जो लिखा हुआ है सब, है ना। ये सब मैंने आपको पिक्चर से ही बता दिया। देखिए, इसलिए मैं आपको कहता हूँ हमेशा डायग्राम क्लियर कीजिए। योर प्राइम ड्यूटी इज टू कमांड ऑन अ डायग्राम। थ्योरी तो आप लिख ही देंगे, देयर इज नो इश्यू इन थ्योरी। यू हैव टू कमांड ऑन अ डायग्राम, यू हैव टू कमांड ऑन अ diagram, please. So now the turn is embryogeny. The embryogeny in Scythia have been studied by the Stokes, same scientist, 1930, who is also observed the germination of the spores in the Scythia in a aseptic condition, observed the remain of the spermatozoids known as a male gamete or anthrozoids within the open archegonia containing two cells embryo. It ensured the normal fertilization take place in Scythia. So presence of the anthrozoids at a stage of the embryo is represent the normal fertilization. Stokes further after 18 years reported that the Scythia tusaci, a vegetative cell adjoining the egg cells, may develop into the embryo. This is a case of apogamy. So Stokes also reported apogamy in Scythia, the development of the embryo from any adjoining cells except egg cells, which directly behave as embryo. Parthenogenesis has also been reported in Scythia. So there is a lot of research going on at the Scythia by the Stokes. He also observed the apogamy as well as the parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis, the seedless. There is no formation of the seed in the fern. The first division of zygote is vertical because of it is leptosporangiate fern. So always in case of leptosporangiate fern, the first division in zygote nucleus is vertical. It has been discovered by Stephens 1907 and Stokes 1930. The second division is also visualized to be vertical, where the third is transfer, as a result obtained stage of the embryo take place, and further division take place. As a result, the mass of the embryo take place. Now the multicellular embryo, some cells of the multicellular embryo produce the primary leaf, and some cells produce the root. As a result, from the multicellular embryo, there is a developed young sporophytic plant of Scythia, which is diploid in nature because it developed from the diploid embryo, because the diploid embryo is developed from the diploid zygote, because the zygote is the result of the fusion of the male and female gamete, and male gamete is known as antheridium, which is haploid. Female gamete is archegone egg cell, which is also haploid, and after fusing during the fertilization, what happens? Zygote is formed, which is diploid. From diploid zygote, the formation of embryo from diploid zygote is known as embryogenesis. So in Scythia, normal development take place as in like in another leptosporangiate fern, but remembered it, the development of the antheridium in Scythia is so differ because they having two cap cells and one additional stalk cells. These cap cell region is the point where the antheridium wall become ruptured. As a result, all the anthrozoids which develop within the antheridium become released and participating in fertilization. So this is the development of the antheridium, development of archegonium, and embryogeny and fertilization have been reported in Scythia. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.